The experts were wrong about Nala, and it almost cost her life.
I was feeling her stomach. It just felt incredibly tight. I was like, it's almost like her stomach's in knots.
Nala is a perfect example of why you should trust your gut when it comes to your dog. Because of everything going on right now, the wait time at a vet can be extremely long. And the first hospital they went to merely brushed off her symptoms.
And they just kept going, oh yeah, so she's puking. And they did an x-ray and they're like, we don't see anything on the x-ray.
So we went home, got a call at 5 in the morning, and it was pretty much, she's not gonna make it. And when we arrived, she had an oxygen mask on. You could see it in her eyes, she was just terrified.
It was truly like she was just so sick and on her last strand. We're asking, like, how did this happen? 3 hours ago you said she was fine, just kind of disregarded our fears.
They told us, look, we're gonna call this other hospital and we'll see if they have somebody who can do the surgery, because otherwise we're gonna have to wait some amount of hours.
Time was running out, and they had to drive across the city to their next best available option, Dove Lewis Hospital, because they knew if they didn't fight for Nala, no one else would.
So I pulled the car around. She was super cold. We had to blast the car with the heat.
They took her in immediately. They had to get all her vitals under control before she could even go into surgery.
They called us halfway through. They told us that she had the mesenteric torsion and explained the muscles that hold together her small intestine had essentially twisted inside out and cut off the circulation to the rest of her small intestine.
She's been there 10 years and she's never seen a dog get off the table.
And we were like, well, you're already in surgery.
You gotta do it.
Well, you have to try.
After the surgery is when we found out that, well, really, she only had a 5% chance or so to make it through this. And we were just like, oh my goodness.
We were just like, holy, okay.
Even after surviving that dangerous surgery, Nala had to wait before she could go home.
She stayed at the hospital for another week.
It was like every day was day to day. And
they would promise us, like, we'll send you a photo of her because we can't see her. And
they took really good care of Nala and really good care of us. We just can't believe that she made it through.
The good news, Nala is back to her loving, happy self. She was even a flower girl in Drew and Sarah's wedding. And here's some more great news. So many people were touched by Nala's story that they donated to help cover the cost of her surgery that totaled $17,000.
You should take the time to know your pet and know when something's wrong. Knowing that her belly didn't feel normal. I wouldn't have known that if I didn't give her belly rubs or something like that, and to take the time to be with her. Trust your gut and trust what they're telling you, and we just need to listen well sometimes.
Remember that your pets feel your emotions, and when they're in a stressful situation, you don't want them to feel extra stressed. Control them as much as you can.
If you love dogs as much as I do, please subscribe to this page, turn on notifications, comment down below. I will respond to as many comments as I possibly can, and I'll put a link to Nala's Instagram in the description below.